Thanks for tuning into my channel today, guys, and today we're going to be talking about Squad. So if you've never heard of Squad, you should definitely go check it out on Steam and pick it up. It's worth the money. I've put in a lot of hours in this game, but today won't be a review about the game. So if you're interested for a review about the game, give this video a like and make sure to subscribe and click that bell icon to get all notifications because I'll be posting a review on it soon. So with that out of the way, I'll just say this before starting. Squad's still in early access, so things may change significantly. As of now, I'm writing this guide from alpha version 10, so all these tips should still be effective for future updates, but if I feel if the game has changed in a way that makes these tips obsolete, I'll post another beginner's guide to Squad. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's dive into the guide. So Squad is a game that relies heavily on teamwork and communication. It mixes the game mechanics of Arma 3 and Insurgency and Battlefield kind of all together, but it's kind of hard to explain. This is not a casual game, and if it was, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. So there are no hit markers, no death cams, and no way of telling that you killed someone. So there's no, kill log or anything. There's no XP, nothing. And you won't know how many kills you get until at the end of the match. The most important tip for beginners is to be mature. This is not Call of Duty, so don't, be annoying and have a fan blaring in the background or something. Or say that, I fucked your mom or something like that. Players will kick you out of their squad if you become obtrusive and annoying. It's that simple. One of the most annoying things that I think that new players do constantly is use global squad chat. Global squad chat is the chat that relays to everyone in your squad, no matter how far they are. So if you're talking to someone that's near you, make sure you use local chat. You can simply alternate between these local and squad channels, respectively, by using the V key for local and the B key for squad channel. This will be the last tip that doesn't have anything to do with gameplay or tactics, but it's just as important as tip number 1, and that's always ask questions. More seasoned players are more than willing to answer any questions that you may have. So if you do not understand something, or if you don't understand a command that your squad leader tells you, it's best to ask them to clarify so that in the end you do not let your squad down. This is the most annoying thing I see when I play squad amongst newer players. This tip is very important because it means, life or death. So if you want to have a good time in squad, I'd suggest you listening to this tip, and that is play with your squad. Don't run alone into the battlefield without your squad. This game is called Squad for a reason. So keep in mind that if you see an enemy, they are most likely going to be with their squad. So don't rush in trying to get the kill, because you won't only be staring down the barrel of multiple enemies, even though you thought it was only one. So they're probably, just lagging behind their group. But if you see one enemy, most likely there's going to be a whole squad there. Also, don't bunch up with your squad or teammates. I have seen way too many times squads being wiped out from one grenade or, one rocket launcher, simply because they huddled together like a pack of penguins. Work as a squad. If you see an enemy, call them out before shooting. Make sure your squad knows where the enemy is at and how many there are. And this leads kind of in the next tip. If you ever played Counter-Strike, you know how important callouts are. He's on cat, or he's down mid, something like that. Obviously, there's no callouts like that in squad, but callouts are vital for your teammates in order to locate enemies in the area, especially since it's such a big map. A lot of them are big maps. So there are two main ways you can locate an enemy that I think that are most effective. You can describe an enemy on site by using his distance, heading, and altitude. Distance can be tricky at first, but once you get that down, it's a more powerful way of telling your teammates how far a threat is. Later down the road, it's also key to knowing, how to range a scope properly, but we'll get into that maybe in another video. Heading is easy. Located at the top of your screen, there's a compass. However, do keep in mind that headings only work for your squad if your squad mates are roughly 50 meters within your position. Altitude's the last thing you can add on a call out, basically. So saying an enemy is high, low, second story, 50 meters up, 20 meters down, etc. You can also use a map. The map uses a great grid-based system for getting location information. So make sure if you see an enemy and you think it's in that certain location, make sure you relay that to your squad lead and say, hey, there are enemies in so-and-so sector, please mark them. And he'll mark them for you, and everyone on the team will see that. You can at any time in the game you can press M to view the map, and your team and squad leader will place important markers labeling where potential enemies, forward operating bases, or vehicles are. So make sure you keep on top of that. And it's also where you can tell where your friendlies are too as well. It won't show you enemies, but it'll tell you where friendlies are. Go to the gun range. In the main menu, there's an option, or not an option, but like a button that says gun range. You click on that, it takes you to a map where you can experience every different weapon and vehicle that are playable in the game. It's a great way to getting to know how every gun feels and how every gun recoils, and also like the drop and stuff like that on the ballistics. There's a shooting range there as well. There are multiple signs that display the distance that the targets are at. That's a really good way to kind of get the feel for the distance in squad, so you can kind of get, practice to go, oh, okay, that's 200 meters, that's 100 meters, that's 50 meters, that's 500 meters, and so on. If you see an enemy, don't just shoot. Your squad lead might not want your location to be compromised, especially if you're all together, if you're trying to flank an enemy. However, if the enemy team shoots at you, your location's already compromised, so shooting back at them is the best option for you. So this kind of leads into our next tip. Suppressive fire is powerful in a squad. Even though you're not hitting the enemy, suppression is just as good, I believe. But keep in mind that you have a limited supply of ammo, so use it wisely. Play slowly, don't rush, think before you leap. Check that map to see if there's enemies in front of you, so before you throw that nade, you're not throwing it into the, or not enemies, but friendlies in front of you. So when you throw that nade, you're not going to throw it into a pile of friendlies. If you're moving up, make sure you move cover to cover. Never be out in the open, because it only takes 1 or 2 shots from an enemy to take you down. If you do get shot, make sure to whip out your field bandages and hold the right mouse button to apply it to yourself. You can apply field bandages to other players that are bleeding out by holding out the left mouse button while it's in your hand. Make sure you do apply it, because you will bleed out and you will die. And after you do apply it, make sure you see a medic, because there's already very little health, so if a fly touches you, you probably would die.
We're coming up from the far side.
If you're new to the game, make sure you play as a rifleman or a recruit. These responsibilities of squad roles are low, so if you happen to die often, or your squad lead won't really care much, because he's not really reliant on you like a grenader or a LAT to take out a vehicle or something. So make sure you kind of practice with those first. Leave the other squad roles to other players who have more experience with squad. And as soon as you feel comfortable, try out the medic first. That's a good one to start out with, and then go for the grenader and the LAT role, and then eventually, once you kind of know everything, go for the squad role. Squad role is very, very challenging to do, because not only you're trying to take orders from, or not orders, but information from your own squad, you're also taking information from others, squad leaders, and then also command. So there's a lot of information going on. This one has to do with spawning. Maps are huge, so running edge to edge will take you probably half an hour. There are 3 types of spawns. You got bases, which are basically like main, where you spawn at first. Forward operating bases, which are otherwise known as FOBs, and rally points, or sometimes people call them FOBs, the FOBs, and rally points. The only person that can throw down rally points and FOBs is your squad leader. So once he is down and there's no medic to revive him, there is no way you can spawn on your squad's location unless a rally or FOB is near their POS. Or pause. Rally points are only for your squad, so only you and your squad can spawn there. There are only 9 spawns per rally, so make sure you tell your squad leader if the rally is low on spawns, so he can go ahead and place down another one. If your squad leader is dead and there's only 1 spawn left on the rally, do not respawn on that rally. It drives me up the fucking wall. Let your squad leader spawn so he can place down a new rally, so everyone else can spawn back in. FOBs, or forward operating bases, are rally points for your whole team. You have to build it up first, so it takes a lot more work than a rally, and a lot more supplies to build it. But there's no limit to how many spawns it has. But don't spawn at it if it's surrounded by enemies, because that'll just drain your team's tickets. So don't do that. If you go down, look at the map to see if there's any medics around you. Don't press give up. This is the most freaking annoying thing I see about new players. It's really annoying, especially when I play as medic, to rush over to your dead body only for you to give up right as I arrive, and then I get shot or something as I'm trying to save nothing basically. So if you're surrounded by enemies though, or if there's a sniper that took you out, make sure you inform that medic via local chat about the threat, so you don't blindly invite them to a death trap. And they'll let you know, hey, I can't get to you, or hey, just hang on in there, I'm gonna get to you in a second. But yeah, that's basically it for the spawning. That's it for this basic guide to Squad. Remember to have fun, because that's the whole point of the game. If you are interested for more detailed guides on certain roles in Squad, or would like to see more gameplay, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Click that bell icon to become part of the notification squad so you can stay on top of every episode of this series. Thanks for watching, and like always, stay frosty.